Quentin King. Thanks for being here. Hi, I'm Paul. We're at Music Villa, Bozeman, Montana. Today we're checking out a Taylor Builder's Edition. This is the new 514 CE Builder's Editions. We've done them before. For all of you who are not familiar with the Builder's Editions, smooth cuts everywhere.
Yeah.
The bridge,
Curvy.
this cutaway here, there's no heel right there. Mm-hmm. Soft edges everywhere.
Yeah, even like up and down the neck, it just feels really great. It's got what I love for
the armrest.
The armrest, so you don't get all pinched up underneath your arm.
Yeah.
It plays wonderfully.
Yep.
I'll just repeat myself for the 1,000th time. I don't think there's any guitar maker out there that plays a more playable, more comfortable to play guitar than Taylor. And especially I always associate Taylors with fingerstyle kind of playing, because it's some of the legacies and certain models, when it comes together, you'll get the low end, right?
Yes, which is nice because I like what they're doing right now. So just sorry to cut you off there.
No,
but,
that's fine.
It's been a confusing line for a while. Just it's hard to keep up on things. Everyone's got a lot of stuff on their brains these days. There's been a lot of Taylor models, but I like what you just said there. They're offering some different categories of stuff, which is kind of nice. I feel like these are incredible finger style. Like they sound great. There's just not a lot of oomph and low end, but that's not everyone needs that if you're recording or whatever, right?
I mean, we've talked about it before. When you're plugged in and you're playing live, or even at home through your nice setup, whatever you use. I love an S1 Pro. I use S1 Pro to plug into, but you can dial in your low end if you want. And I think maybe it gives you some flexibility there. You're not going to get a ton of low end out of this thing acoustically. It's going to start kind of like upper lows and then move up to some really crispy highs, which can be really nice for fingerstyle playing.
See, I think it shines right there.
Right, and so there is a difference here. Folks can see that I wear the Herco flat thumb pick. I really like this because it feels comfortable for a flat picker bluegrass kind of guy. And then I can Travis style or whatever with it. But it is more percussive, striky. If you go pure fingers, you're going to get a little warmer tone.
The thing, this is a guitar that's got its place for that style, and like I said, you can always add low end if you're recording and stuff. It's hard to take it away. If you have a big old guitar that's a bass,
especially
boomer,
bass is where you get your feedback when you're playing live. So it's at least in my experience, you get that kind of.
And speaking of that, with Taylor, we talked to Aaron from Taylor the other day. And if you kind of look at their lineup, you got the standard series, right? That's all from the GS Minis, the 100 series, 200 series, all the way up through the line. And then you have the Builder's Edition, which, as we talked about, it's got all the nice curves. They also now have the Legacy series, which is the throwback to all the original kind of late 70s, 80s, some of the most famous like Taylor models. And then they have the new Gold series. So that's kind of got a different vibe to it as well. It's not like it's got I don't know, I call it an old-timey kind of sound to it. They're nice.
It reminds you of guitars maybe out of the 30s,
at least the tone profile. Yep. And by the way, this guitar, Sitka top, it's this Kona Burst, which is beautiful, and then the back and sides are ash. So they take city trees, from the cities,
the old city trees.
The old city trees that have fallen down. So it's a very responsible way of
harvesting
wood,
sustainable, presumably. It is a very attractive guitar and just so comfortable to play.
I like it.
Can't find a better, more playable guitar than Taylor. And I like what you were saying. You were saying that with the diversity of models that Taylor's producing now, they really are expanding the profiles of what you can expect. Right? You go to a Martin or a Gibson, you're going to get what you get within.
You get a Martin sound and a Gibson sound. Like Taylor has their sound.
Right. Like you go get a HD28, you're going to get low end, you're going to get these features, and you can go across different models and get different sounds. And now with the the breadth of models
Yeah.
and features that Taylor's producing. I think if you want a low end, you can
Yeah.
go find a low end Taylor. By low end, I mean something that gives you that low end response.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you're in that fingerstyle genre,
Yeah.
then you're going to get the
These
nice
are
mid
wonderful for
and
that,
punchy
yeah.
sound guitars
Yeah.
in a package that's just so playable.
If you want to chug along with a big old thick pick, probably not the guitar.
Well, yeah, you know, but I would offer if you're plugging it in, you can
True.
you can dial it in. So
You can.
with a comfort that I don't think, frankly, would be matched by a Martin guitar or a Gibson. I love Martin. I play my Martins,
Yep.
my HD28, my CEO7, love them. But as just for pure comfort alone,
The Builder's Edition is a
Yeah.
comfort guitar all the way through.
yeah.
All right, that's it. The new Taylor 514 CE Builder's Edition, right here at Music Villa. Quentin, thanks for being here again.
You
It's
bet.
good to have you back. We
Yeah.
missed you the last couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
you're a working man, so we appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching, everyone.